Capcut has become the standard for editing on TikTok. It's being used to create VFX edits, commercials, and basically everything that's on the For You page. But as a professional filmmaker that spends upwards of $100 a month on subscriptions, I feel like I need to test it out. So today I've gathered a few products and I'm going to make professional commercials for each of them using my iPhone and Capcut. Will they look professional or just kind of trash? Let's find out. So first, we're gonna start with Skittles. And I wanna recreate one of those like thirst trap in-studio commercials. So we're gonna need some supplies. So I got these colored backgrounds and of course some Skittles. I started shooting with this spilling effect and then I thought a good shot to follow this would be a burst shot. So I gave it a go and apart from this mess, it went well. Next, I got some top-down footage of each different color before then bringing it into Capcut. I used a swipe transition between the spilling shot and the burst shot, but it was still missing something. So I added a speed ramp to the burst shot using this bullet feature. I spent around 10 minutes adjusting the settings and it worked. And this is the result. Oh my god. It's short, but the shots in it are pretty cool. Alright, on to the next one. As some of you may have realized, one of the hobbies that I have is yo-yoing. Now, luckily one of my friends, Brandon, has a yo-yo company and they also have a new yo-yo coming out. So this one's going to be a little different because we're going to create an ad for this new yo-yo and then we're going to see what he thinks. So one of the most recognizable tricks right now is the DNA. So I started off by trying to land one on camera, but I'm not actually that good at this trick, so it did take a while till I got one. Now for the next clip, I want to try this tracking effect that I did in a recent short. However, in that clip, I did it in a professional editing software. But I have a theory on how I can recreate this in Capcut. But there was something that I didn't take into account for this effect, and we'll get to it in a sec. So I got some wide footage of me yo-yoing in 4K so that I can zoom in later. But before we moved on to the editing, I got a few studio shots of the yo-yo as well. Alright, so this is going to be a lot harder than the Skittles commercial we did before. So I reckon we'll start with the DNA since that's probably the most recognizable trick. And I think then we'll speed ramp from that to the studio shot. So I reckon now we'll go into the yo-yo tracking. So first I'm going to zoom in and then I'm going to place a bit of text. And this is where I realized my mistake. There's no motion blur in Capcut. You see, it's one of the most important ways to make this effect not look jittery. And after hours of searching for a solution, I couldn't find any. So at the moment, the tracking clip is looking really jittery. So I think, unfortunately, we're going to have to remove it from the final edit. Now remember, Brandon is the one that made this yo-yo, so I'm going to see what he thinks of the promo video.
Hello.
Hello, Brandon. Yeah, so basically I made a promo video for the new yo-yo, and I filmed it on my phone and edited it on Capcut.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, let me know what you think, I just sent it to you. So another one of my hobbies is jewelry. Now if you've watched my videos in the past, you'll know that I use jewelry a lot as the subject of these videos. So I know exactly what we're doing for this video. In a recent short I created this impossible shot. But again, I made it in After Effects. So we're gonna try to give this a go and recreate it in only Capcut. Now this one requires a bit of equipment. I'm going to be using this slider, attaching it to this arm that attaches to a phone holder. Using this, the phone can now slide cleanly along the same axis and get the exact same shot repeatedly. And the reason this is important is because I need two shots. One pushing in till the ring goes around the lens, and one pushing in without the ring. The idea is that you combine them together to make it seamless. So I got that shot plus some other ones of my hand, and then I brought it into Capcut. I then used the circular mask to cut out the inside of the ring, and then I placed the second shot behind it. I added a bit of a blur to sell the effects, and this is the result. Okay, that edit kinda sucked. We almost pulled off that transition, but I am still proud of this ring that I made myself as part of my jewelry project. If you want to check that out, head to asymmetryjewelry.com. Alright, moving on. So this is going to be really similar to the Skittles commercial that we did. And we're just going to show the process of making the coffee. So I started with some basic shots of me holding the beans, and then moved on to some other shots of pouring the beans into the glass. Next, I got some clips pouring out the milk before then bringing it into Capcut. Now the edit for this video was a lot simpler. I used a few of the preset transitions and added some slow zooms and rotating as well. I then put the rest of the clips together, and this is what we ended up with. That looks so good, especially this shot with the coffee. That one is sick.